Hey guys, in today's video, we are going over this recent press release by the Education Department where they kind of like announce a new round of student loan forgiveness. Their press release says Education Department approves $415 million in borrower defense claims, including for former DeVry University students. More claims approved related to new findings at Westwood College, ITT Technical Institute, and Minnesota School of Business/Globe University. So we're going to look into this press release, see what it's all about, and hopefully by the end of this video, everybody who's watching this one can also figure out whether or not they would qualify for the said forgiveness. So let's start and see what's in this press release. So this is the press release. It was posted or announced on the 16th of February, which was last Wednesday. It says here that nearly 16,000 borrowers will receive $450 million in borrower defense to repayment discharges following the approval of 4 new findings and the continued review of claims. This includes approximately 1,800 former DeVry University students who will receive approximately $71.7 million in full borrower defense discharges after the U.S. Department of Education determined that the institution made widespread substantial misrepresentations about its job placement rates. These are the first approved borrower defense claims associated with a currently operating institution, and the department will seek to recoup the cost of the discharges from DeVry. The department anticipates that the number of approved claims related to DeVry will increase as it continues reviewing pending applications. In addition to the DeVry findings, the department is announcing several other actions that will provide an additional approximately $343.7 million in borrower defense discharges to almost 14,000 borrowers. So that is an extra amount. So that's quite big, you know. This includes new findings related to Westwood College and the nursing program at ITT Technical Institute, as well as recent findings about the criminal justice programs at Minnesota School of Business/Globe University, and another $284.5 million in discharges to over 11,900 students who attended institutions such as Corinthian colleges and Marinello Schools of Beauty, whose applications were reviewed after earlier announcements of relief. The department remains committed to giving borrowers discharges when the evidence shows their college violated the law and standards, said U.S. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona. Students count on their colleges to be truthful. Unfortunately, today's findings show too many instances in which students were misled into loans at institutions or programs that could not deliver what they promised. Today's actions bring the total amount of approved relief under borrower defense to repayment to approximately $2 billion for more than 107,000 borrowers. When colleges and career schools put their own interests ahead of students, we will not look the other way, said Federal Student Aid Chief Operating Officer Richard Cordray. We are grateful to have strong enforcement and oversight partners such as the Federal Trade Commission and Attorney Generals in Colorado, Illinois, and New Mexico. These offices provided key evidence that played a significant role in reaching the findings announced today. Moving forward, we intend to expand our collaboration with federal and state partners to serve students. So there you go, guys. There's a lot of things to unpack here in just the first part of this press release. So first, there's the DeVry findings. There's also extra findings related to Westwood College and ITT Technical Institute, which we have talked about before, as well as the Marinello Schools of Beauty and the Corinthian colleges. So there's actually a new one here, which is called the Minnesota School of Business or Globe University. So it's pretty crazy how these things have been moving forward, right? Before, this was not a very big thing, you know, kind of like student loans weren't a very big topic before, but now it's changing. You know, a lot of the agencies, a lot of people have been paying attention to student loans now. Federal agencies are starting to, you know, act on it. Instead of tweaking policies or maybe just adding a couple of new small policies here and there, they're now enforcing those policies and making sure that schools or even student loan servicers that are violating laws and standards are, you know, being punished or at least taking responsibility for the wrongdoings that they've committed. So let's take a look about this DeVry University issue right here. After a review of voluminous amounts of evidence, the department found that from 2008 to 2015, DeVry repeatedly misled prospective students across the country with claims that 90% of DeVry graduates who actively seek employment obtain jobs in their field of study within 6 months of graduation. So that's a pretty big claim right there. This claim was the foundation of a national advertising campaign called We Major in Careers to brand DeVry as a career placement university, where it used the 90% placement statistic as the way to convince prospective students to enroll. In fact, the institution's actual job placement rate was around 58%. So that's a very big discrepancy right there. That's like 32%. So where did it really go? The department found that more than half of the jobs included in the claimed 90% placement rate were held by students who obtained them well before graduating from DeVry and often before they even enrolled. These jobs were not attributable to a DeVry education, and their inclusion was contrary to the plain language of the 90% claim. Moreover, DeVry excluded from its calculation large numbers of graduates who were in fact actively looking for work simply because they did not conduct a search in the manner that the university's career services department preferred. The department also found that senior DeVry officials knew of the problems with the 90% statistic for years, in part due to concerns about its accuracy raised by alumni. In 2016, the FTC reached a $100 million settlement with DeVry around similar allegations. The department also reached a settlement with DeVry related to older job placement rate statistics in 2015. The Attorney Generals of New York and Massachusetts also reached agreements with DeVry in 2017 to resolve allegations of misleading job placement rates. To date, the department has identified approximately 1,800 borrowers who will be eligible for approximately $71.7 million in discharges because they relied upon DeVry's misrepresentation in deciding to enroll. The number of approvals is anticipated to grow as the department reviews outstanding claims from former DeVry students. All borrowers with approved claims will receive full relief. So that is quite a lot to unpack just with DeVry University alone. It's pretty crazy how that very small kind of like detail could lead to this issue, right? Just a statistic could actually screw up or even ruin a lot of people's lives because now they are in debt just because they can't find a job in which they actually thought they could get from the school that they decided to enroll to. What's crazy for me about this DeVry issue though is that as I was reading it, I was seeing like a lot of settlements were reached, so there's like a lot of agreements, kind of like, I don't know what really is all about the settlements though, by the way. I'm not sure if they agreed that DeVry could deny any of their wrongdoings or anything like that, because apparently it seems to be like a pattern. They keep on just settling an agreement with any federal agencies out there. So I don't really know what's happening right here. Maybe, and this is just me thinking, that because of these settlements, it sort of allowed DeVry or given them permission to just keep doing these things. There doesn't seem to have been any oversight regarding DeVry at all. But then again, I'm just a guy, talking about this on YouTube, and I don't really know what's happening in the back end. So take this thing with a grain of salt. But anyway, at least this issue has been brought up, especially with DeVry University, and hopefully in the future, this can be fixed. Anyway, let's move over to the Westwood College employment prospects. The department also found that from 2002 through its closure in 2015, Westwood College made widespread and substantial misrepresentations to students about their salary potential and likelihood of finding a job after graduating. Westwood made an employment pledge to students that they would find a job within 6 months of graduating or get help paying their bills, and admissions representatives made similar guarantees of employment. Westwood also claimed graduates would make salaries of $50,000 or more and had placement rates of 80% or higher. The department has no evidence Westwood made good on its pledge. In fact, its job placement rates were grossly inflated and its salary promises were based upon national federal data, while actual Westwood graduates often made half or as little as 1/4 of those amounts. The department will approve full discharges of approximately $53.1 million for approximately 1,600 borrowers who have submitted claims covered by these findings. The department is also in the process of identifying cases that were previously denied but could be reopened and approved based upon this additional evidence. This is the third finding against Westwood. In July 2021, the department found that Westwood had also made widespread and substantial misrepresentations about the ability of students to transfer credits, and that students in its criminal justice program in Illinois would be able to find jobs as police officers. Combined, the department has now approved approximately 4,100 claims and approximately $130 million in discharges for students who attended Westwood. But there you go, guys, another finding for Westwood College. So that is pretty crazy, and I think this is an important part right here. This line right here that says the department is also in the process of identifying cases that were previously denied but could be reopened and approved based upon this additional evidence. So if you are a former Westwood College student and then you at least tried to apply or seek help regarding this type of issue, like the borrower defense program, this might be a ray of hope for you, because they might be opening or reopening some cases back, those who have been denied. So there you go, this is some good news for you. Anyway, let's move over to the ITT Tech. This thing is pretty crazy because I feel like I've heard ITT Tech a lot of times already. So let's go over here. The department also found that from July 2007 through its 2016 closure, ITT Technical Institute misled prospective students about the programmatic accreditation of its associate degree in nursing program. ITT falsely told students that its nursing program had or would shortly obtain necessary programmatic accreditation that played a significant role in a student's ability to get a nursing job. However, the school repeatedly failed to obtain programmatic accreditation for years, as the accreditors found that ITT failed to meet standards for job placement and licensure pass rates, had insufficient physical and fiscal resources, and unqualified faculty. As a result, the department will approve full discharges of approximately $3.1 million for approximately 130 students. Now, this is the fourth finding against ITT Technical Institute following findings in 2001 that the school lied about employment prospects and the ability to transfer credits, and a 2017 finding that ITT made false claims of guaranteed employment to California students. Combined, these findings have resulted in approximately $660 million in discharges for approximately 23,000 students. And there you go, ITT Technical Institute again in the news, making rounds. This is a very big amount, and I feel like at this point I'm not anymore surprised that ITT Tech would be in the news regarding some sort of misrepresentation or misleading students. So if you were a former ITT Tech student, then maybe this will help you out. Anyway, let's move over to the last part right here. Minnesota School of Business, or Globe University. The department recently determined that borrowers who attended the criminal justice programs at the Minnesota School of Business and or Globe University are entitled to full borrower defense discharges. The Minnesota Office of the Attorney General sued the schools, and in September 2016, a Minnesota judge found that the schools committed fraud in telling students that the criminal justice programs at those schools would allow them to become a Minnesota police officer or parole/probation officer. However, those programs lack the necessary accreditation and certifications, making it impossible for graduates of those programs to obtain those positions with the state. As a result, the department approved approximately $3 million in discharges for 270 students. The department previously announced in January that it had approved discharges for 921 other students who have more than $23 million in outstanding loan balances. The department has received $7 million as part of a 2021 bankruptcy settlement with the schools to help offset the cost of these discharges. So this is another forgiveness for students who have been trying to get into criminal justice programs, similar to the one in Illinois. So let's go over to the last part right here, which is the additional approvals. Once the department reaches findings against an institution, it will continue to approve any application it subsequently receives from borrowers who attended during the period of demonstrated misconduct, and that raise allegations that are supported by the evidence we have reviewed. As part of those ongoing reviews, the department has already identified another $284.5 million in discharges for over 11,900 students who attended institutions such as Corinthian colleges, where the department previously issued findings. Including today's action, the department has now approved approximately $16 billion in loan discharges for more than 680,000 borrowers. This includes almost $5 billion for 70,000 borrowers through improvements to the PSLF program, $7.8 billion for more than 400,000 borrowers who have a total and permanent disability, and $1.2 billion for borrowers who previously attended ITT Technical Institutes before it closed. The department is also working on new regulations that will improve borrower defense and other discharge programs and provide greater protections for students and taxpayers. This includes writing a new borrower defense regulation, proposing to re-establish a gainful employment regulation to hold career training programs accountable for unaffordable debt, and proposing to create financial triggers so that the department has monetary protection against potential losses, including borrower defense liabilities. And there you go, that is the entire press release. Very good news though, because I feel like there is some sort of progress towards this issue. At least there are people out there or certain groups that are receiving forgiveness. Hopefully if you are one of them who have been defrauded by these schools, hopefully this news is a ray of hope for you. If you are one of those, then definitely seek out help. check out the Borrower Defense to Repayment program because that will definitely help you a lot. Check out community forums as well regarding student loan forgiveness for those specific schools. And I will try my best to actually answer you in the comments below if you have any other questions. But you know, nothing can be doing your own research and doing your own work about this thing. So I will make sure to link those resources down on the description for you. At least I can do my part to help you, you know, get the forgiveness, or at least direct you to the resource that you need to find forgiveness for your student loans. And that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for watching me go over this entire press release. I hope this video wasn't too long for you. If you found this very helpful, please do subscribe to the channel, comment and like, and maybe ask some questions out there. Maybe your question could answer somebody else's question just by watching the video and looking at the comments. And if you find content just like this one to be helpful and informative, make sure to, like I said earlier, subscribe to the channel, support this channel, let this channel grow, because that will really help me a lot. And also, if you're on Instagram, please add me there as a friend at DailyDread so that we can chat, collaborate, and maybe even exchange some ideas. Thank you again so much for watching the entire video. Make sure to check those resources down in the description below. Hopefully they can help you out. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.